The billionaire, who had been fasting for 3 days, saw a nurse bring in a plate of a strangely shaped cake. He felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity, because the shape of the cake was exactly the same as the one his wife, who had been missing for 20 years, used to make. No one had been able to replicate it ever since. To verify the suspicion in his heart, the billionaire couldn't help but take a bite. To his astonishment, the taste was exactly the same as his wife's. He immediately asked the nurse who had made the cake. After learning it was made by a patient in the next room, the billionaire quickly pulled open the curtain, only to find that the patient had already left. He then called his son over and learned that the patient was an employee within his own company. The billionaire immediately told his son to investigate the woman's background. He had a strong feeling that this employee was his long-lost wife. It turned out that many years ago, on her way home from work, the woman accidentally saw a truck about to hit a young boy. She ran toward him without hesitation. With her help, the boy narrowly escaped death, but the woman herself was seriously injured. The accident caused her to lose her memory, and she completely forgot who she once was. And just like that, 20 years passed. The woman raised the boy to adulthood. To make a living, she came to work at a construction site owned by the billionaire's company. One day, the billionaire's daughter, Linda, came to inspect the site. When the woman's adopted son saw her, he immediately ran over to flatter her, but Linda pushed him away in disgust. Although the two were already a couple, Linda despised his background as an adopted son and refused to reveal their relationship in public. At that moment, the woman unexpectedly heard her son's voice. She began calling out his name. The son immediately made an excuse to leave and quietly went over to her. Seeing that her son was really there, the woman hurriedly handed him her newly paid wages. She told him to take good care of himself. Unexpectedly, he glanced at it and threw it on the ground. He accused his mother of not belonging there. He then urged her to find another job immediately. At that moment, Linda walked over. Seeing her boyfriend arguing with a construction worker, Linda was furious. The woman intended to explain who she was, but was interrupted by her son because he also felt ashamed of her. He feared that her presence would affect his relationship with Linda. The very next second, Linda tried to teach the woman a lesson and slapped her across the face. Just as Linda was about to continue attacking her, the billionaire's son Jack arrived in time. When Jack saw the woman, he felt a strange sense of familiarity. Unfortunately, he had been too young when she disappeared, so he failed to recognize her as his mother. Jack scolded his sister and demanded that she apologize to the woman. Linda became extremely angry. She would never apologize to a low-level construction worker. The woman didn't want to make a scene either, so she made an excuse and left. What she didn't know was that Linda had already decided to take revenge. Not long after, while the woman was working, Linda and the adopted son quietly went upstairs. They threw a brick down at her. Seeing the woman knocked unconscious, Linda was extremely pleased. The adopted son watched nervously from the side, but in order to gain favor with the billionaire's family, he still refused to reveal his relationship with the woman. When Jack asked about it, he cooperated with Linda, lying that the woman had an accident. Jack didn't press the issue and immediately sent the woman to the hospital. Soon after, the woman woke up in the hospital. A nurse handed her a bank card, telling her it was compensation from Jack. But the woman wanted to start earning money as soon as possible, so she didn't wait for her injuries to fully heal and hastily checked herself out. At that moment, the adopted son came over holding a donation form. It turned out that Linda had a problem with her eyes and needed a suitable cornea. But because her corneas were highly likely to be rejected, only the woman's corneas could match. In order to use this opportunity to win Linda's favor, the man deliberately prepared an English version of the donation form, planning to trick his mother into signing it. Little did he know, the woman only glanced at it and immediately understood the meaning of the words. The adopted son was shocked. Seeing his lie exposed, he had no choice but to kneel and beg his mother. For the sake of her son's happiness, the woman eventually chose to compromise, but she set a condition that she must personally witness the adopted son and Linda getting married before agreeing to the cornea transplant. The adopted son tearfully agreed to his mother's condition, promising to personally invite her at that time. What the woman didn't expect was that it was all a lie. After leaving the hospital, the woman started working at a hotel. Unexpectedly, one day while she was working, she discovered that the adopted son and Linda were getting married at that very hotel. The woman found it very strange. To figure out what was going on, she decided to go to the wedding ceremony. Looking at her adopted son in a suit on the stage, the woman finally realized that he had been deceiving her all along. Even more unexpectedly, to prevent Linda from discovering the truth, he openly declared that he had no parents and was an orphan raised in a welfare home. The woman could no longer bear it upon hearing this. She immediately walked onto the stage and confronted her adopted son, asking why he would do such a thing. However, he was afraid she would ruin his dream of marrying into wealth, so he insisted that the woman was just a janitor and that he didn't know her at all. The woman never imagined that her adopted son could be so cruel. Linda, furious, slapped the woman directly. She accused her of ruining her wedding. To make a clear boundary between the adopted son and the woman, Linda demanded that he punish the woman severely. Otherwise, she would cancel the wedding. Upon hearing this, the adopted son didn't hesitate at all and slapped the woman. Seeing the woman's mask fall off, the billionaire was utterly shocked.